Have you ever stopped to think about why you reached for your phone this morning before you even opened your eyes? Why your thumb knew exactly where to go? Why a single notification can hijack your mood, your focus, your entire day? Let me ask you something deeper. Do you really choose what you watch, what you believe, what you care about? Or are those choices being quietly shaped for you, moment by moment, click by click, scroll by scroll? Because right now, as you're listening to this, there is a system working in the background, invisible, silent, patient, learning everything about you. What makes you angry? What makes you laugh? What makes you stop scrolling? And the more it learns, the better it gets at steering you without you ever feeling a hand on the wheel. Picture this: a crowded street, neon signs everywhere, voices shouting for attention. Everyone wants a piece of your mind. But here's the twist: the loudest voice isn't the one that wins. The smartest one does. The one that knows your name, your habits, your fears, your dreams. That's what modern brainwashing looks like. It doesn't wear a uniform. It doesn't make demands. It makes suggestions. It says, you might like this. People like you believe that. Just one more video. And before you know it, an hour is gone. A mood has shifted. An opinion has formed, all without a single argument being spoken out loud. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, a programmer decided to test how predictable people really are. He created a simple algorithm, nothing fancy, just something that showed users more of what they already liked. If they clicked on a video about fitness, it showed them another. If they liked a post about money, it showed them 10 more. After a few weeks, something strange happened. People started believing that the whole world cared about the exact same things they did. Their feed became their reality. Their reality became their truth. And that's when he realized the most powerful form of control isn't telling people what to think. It's choosing what they see. Think about the last time you felt outraged online. The last time you felt inspired. The last time you felt scared. Ask yourself, where did that feeling come from? Did it rise naturally from your own experience? Or did it come from a headline, a clip, a post designed to spark a reaction? Because attention is the currency of the digital world. The more emotional you are, the more valuable you become. Calm people don't click as much. Curious people don't share as fast. But angry people, scared, purely excited people, they spread content like wildfire. And the system knows this. It feeds the fire, not because it hates you, not because it loves you, but because your reaction keeps the machine running. Here's the uncomfortable part. This isn't happening by accident. Teams of psychologists, data scientists, and behavioral experts work behind the scenes of the apps you use every day. Their job is simple: keep you engaged, keep you scrolling, keep you coming back. They study how long you look at a post, where your eyes stop, when you close the app, and every tiny movement becomes a data point, a clue, a piece of the puzzle that reveals how to hold your attention just a little bit longer next time. You are not just the user. You are the experiment. Now, you might be thinking, I'm too smart for that. I know when something is trying to manipulate me. And that's exactly what makes this so effective. The best illusions don't look like illusions. They look like choices. They feel like freedom. You don't feel pushed. You feel understood. The content seems to match your personality, your values, your sense of humor. It feels personal because it is. It's personalized at a level no television channel, no newspaper, no billboard in history has ever been able to achieve. Let's talk about something called the echo chamber. Imagine standing in a room where every wall reflects your own voice back to you. You say something and it comes back louder, clearer, stronger. After a while, you start to believe that voice is not just yours. You believe it's the world speaking. That's what happens online. The more you engage with a certain idea, the more the system shows you that same idea from different angles, different people, different formats. It feels like everyone agrees. It feels like it must be true. Not because it is, but because it's all you see. And here's where it gets really interesting. This doesn't just change what you think, it changes who you are. Your identity starts to form around the content you consume, the groups you belong to online, the opinions you defend in comment sections, the battles you choose to fight. Slowly, your digital self and your real self begin to merge. You don't just watch the story, you become a character in it. And once your identity is involved, changing your mind doesn't feel like learning. It feels like losing. Think about how often you see something that confirms what you already believe. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels like being right, like being seen. Your brain releases a little hit of pleasure, a reward. And your brain loves rewards. So it starts to seek them out again and again. This is how habits form. This is how beliefs harden, not through logic, but through repetition and emotion. Now, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about social media. It's about news, entertainment, ads. Even the recommendations that pop up when you're just trying to relax and watch a show. Everything is filtered. Everything is curated. Everything is optimized. The question is, optimized for what? For your growth or for your attention? Because those two things are not always the same. Let me ask you another question. When was the last time you sat in silence? No music, no videos, no notifications, just your own thoughts. For most people, that idea feels uncomfortable, almost scary. Because we've trained our minds to expect constant stimulation, constant input, constant noise. And in that noise, it becomes harder to hear your own voice, harder to tell what you really think, what you really want, what you really believe. There's a reason ancient philosophers talked so much about stillness, about reflection, about knowing yourself. They didn't have algorithms. They didn't have endless feeds, but they understood something timeless. A mind that never stops to question becomes a mind that's easy to lead. Here's the twist. This video isn't here to tell you that everything is evil, that you should delete every app and move to a cabin in the woods. That's another kind of extreme, another kind of story. The real power isn't in running away. It's in seeing clearly. It's in understanding the game because once you see the rules, you can choose how to move. So, how do you break the spell? How do you step out of the invisible current that's been carrying you along? It starts with a simple habit. Pause. Before you share something, ask why it made you feel the way it did. Before you believe a headline, ask who benefits if you do. Before you fall into a comment war, ask if this is actually changing anything in your real life. These small moments of awareness are like cracks in the wall, tiny at you first, but powerful. Another powerful move is seeking out discomfort. Content that challenges you, perspectives you don't agree with. Not to fight them, not to mock them, but to understand them. Because the wider your view, the harder it is for any single narrative to trap you. Curiosity is the enemy of control. Let's talk about proof. Social proof. The idea that If enough people like something, it must be true. If enough people believe something, it must be true. That's a shortcut your brain uses to save energy. But in a world where likes can be bought, views can be boosted, and trends can be engineered, that shortcut can lead you straight into someone else's agenda. Numbers don't always mean truth. They often just mean reach. You live in the most information-rich era in human history. You can learn almost anything, anytime, anywhere. That's incredible. But here's the price. You also live in the most manipulation-rich era in history. Never before have so many people had the ability to influence so many minds at such speed and scale. This is the battlefield, not land, not resources. Attention, and you are standing in the middle of it. The good news is this: your mind is not a passive screen. It's not just a place where images and ideas land. It's a tool, a powerful one. It can analyze, it can reflect, it can choose, but like any tool, it needs to be used. If you don't use it, someone else will use it for you. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, treat your attention like something valuable, because it is. Notice what pulls it, what drains it, what feeds it. Follow the trail of your own curiosity and see where it leads. You might be surprised by how much of your day is shaped by things you never consciously chose. And if this message made you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. Growth rarely feels cozy. Awareness rarely feels easy. But on the other side of that discomfort is something powerful. Freedom. Not the loud, dramatic kind you see in movies, the quiet kind. The kind that lives in your ability to think for yourself, to decide for yourself, to be more than just another data point in someone else's system. So the next time your phone lights up, the next time a headline screams for your attention, the next time a video promises to tell you the truth, take a breath, step back. And remember this: the most important voice in your life should not be an algorithm. It should be your own. If you found value in this, don't just let it fade into the scroll. Share it with someone who lives online as much as you do, because awareness spreads the same way influence does. One mind at a time.